So you watched some more TV.
I watched, let's go to Watch This Bitches. I finished Penny Dreadful. That's that Showtime series. It's 3 seasons long, and I loved it for like the first 2 seasons. And the last season is so lame. And
Is this a vampire thing? What is this?
This is the one that's got everybody. So you got the vampires, you got Frankenstein, right. You got Dr. Frankenstein, you got Frankenstein's monster, you got Bride of Frankenstein, you've got I don't want to spoil things, but you got like a crew together, but it doesn't sound as ridiculous as I'm making it sound right now. It's done in a very thoughtful way until they get to the end of the show. And I know the show got canceled, but I thought I had read they had plenty of time to like sort the ending out and everything. But it was just such a disappointment that I wouldn't even recommend you watch the show now. That's how.
Okay, I won't. I watched Did you ever see the movie Wet Hot American Summer?
No.
Oh,
yes.
You should watch that too. It's not a terrible movie. They did the Netflix series. They did the first day of camp, and then they did the 10 years later thing.
Yeah, I watched a little of that, the first one.
I watched the first day of camp. I finished that. I liked it. I mean, you have to see them. If you didn't see the movie, it won't make any sense to you.
Maybe that's why I wasn't crazy about it.
Yeah, it would make 0 sense if you haven't seen the movie. Which is weird because they took the movie off of Netflix, but both series are still there. So I don't know what happened there. Someone dropped the ball somewhere. Someone didn't sign a piece of paper that they were supposed to. But I enjoyed the first day of camp. I started 10 years later. I'm about 3 episodes in, and I don't like it very much. They should have quit while they were ahead.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
They went too deep. All right, what else we got here?
I'm still listening to Will Wheaton read me Ready Player One.
Has he said Alf yet?
No, and it's getting better.
Okay.
The book is it seems like he got past this just constant list of references from the 80s, and there's actually like a plot going on now.
Okay, that's good. You need that.
Yeah. So now it is very much a young adult type fiction, sci-fi type thing.
Like the Hunger Games? That's a reference.
That, yes.
Katniss Everdeen?
Uh-huh.
Or is it like Lord of the Flies? That's also a reference.
Maybe. Not really Lord of the Flies, though.
No?
I would say a lot more Harry Potter-ish, if you're familiar with that reference.
Harry Potter. Yeah, he went to Hogwell School of Magicians.
Uh-huh. That's the one.
Hogwell's Harry Potter. Fighting Moldywort.
Yes. I don't know. It's still not like great literature by any means, but I could see
that's the book in Harry Potter. Voldemort has the crown and the scepter and the red cape.
That's him.
All right, just checking, make sure I don't have my references mixed up.
Oh, so
now it's good, is what you're saying.
It's very passable now.
Okay,
like I'm at least. It's at least good enough for me to continue listening to now. If it had kept on going down the route it did for the first 3 chapters, that first 3 chapters is rough.
All right,
and
so you got to push past the first 3,
right? And I get kind of establishing the themes and everything, but it was too much. You established too much. But I'm interested to see where it goes now.
Cool. I started reading Jason Scherer's new book that just came out. Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Oh, I thought you were reading. It just says Pixels book, and I thought you were reading the novelization of the movie.
I thought so. I honestly thought the same thing.
I'm doing both. No, I'm reading the Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. The triumph.
Now I need to look up to see if there is a novelization of the
there
movie
isn't,
Pixels.
but I can tell you that there's not. I feel very confident in that guess right there.
Are there any novelizations of any Adam Sandler films?
I'm guessing no. I feel confident.
Probably not, but you know.
Anyway, it's called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, the triumphant, turbulent stories behind how video games are made. And it's basically broken down by game. There's a bunch of each game gets its own chapter. And he basically tells the story of each game's development. So you've got games like Stardew Valley, Uncharted 4. You got all different kinds of games. Indie games, Destiny is in there. It's very enjoyable, and it's an easy read. I think I'm halfway through it already, and I only read it one day, one train commute. But I think anybody who's listening to this show, who's a big nerd that they listen to a video game podcast, is certainly all about this book. I mean, it's going to be right up your alley. It's different than what was the Sega book? What was that called? Wombat.
The Blake Harris book?
Yeah, what was the name of that?
Console Wars.
Console Wars. I don't know. I drew a blank there. It's different than Console Wars in that it's not like a dialogue. It's not like there's no made up dialogue. It doesn't read like a movie.
It's not a dramatization.
It's not a dramatization. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But
documentary.
This is great. This is I think anybody who listens to this show would enjoy Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Even you two guys.
There is no novelization of there is a novelization of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
That doesn't count.
There might be one for Predator 2.
What about any Adam Sandler movies?
I haven't been able to find one. There is pretty much every DC Universe movie has a novelization for whatever reason. But
all right.
Yeah, I don't see. Yep, makes me want to read that Batman v Superman novel.
No,
I picked up the novelization of Ninja Gaiden for NES this past week.
How's that?
I haven't really dug into it yet.
Oh, let us know how that goes.
Yeah, it's sitting beside me.
Does that have a cool cover?
It's pretty much just the cover of the NES game.
That would be yes.
Yeah,
that's a yes. Awesome.
All right. Should we move on to new releases?
They're on the list.
None of us saw it, huh?
No.
We're all too scared of it, right?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, no way.
I just learned that it's only part one of the movie.
Oh, it's not the whole there's a whole part
I'm
two?
like, no, fuck that. Not falling.
It's a long book.
Trick.
I read that book.
Did you really?
Yeah, like when I was in 7th or 8th grade.
I don't think I could handle that either. I think I may be too much of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A pussy, I believe, is what I am.
Mm-hmm. I went through my Stephen King phase in like middle school.
Yeah. I have friends who did that, and they were like, "You need to read it. It's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I'll stick with the mystery novels from the 1930s because that's what I read at that age because I was a super nerd. Because I was into Batman, and I wanted to read where Batman stories came from. Ugh. It's amazing I ever had sex. At any point.
Right. Well, I was getting laid left and right reading all those Stephen King books, let me tell you.
At least that's a little more mainstream.
I remember reading Thinner when I was in, I think it was like sleepaway camp, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah.
And as I was reading the book started falling apart little by little, like the pages started coming out. How's that for creepy? The book got thinner as I was reading.
We got where you were going with it.
Yeah. It's not a joke. It's like this really, it was like a secondhand book and it just like the glue was I don't know, faulty or something.
It's funny because when I was reading Pet Sematary, I buried it in the backyard and then the next morning it was next to my bed again, but it tried to eat me.
Right. And then you fucked your cat.
Yeah, well, who doesn't do that?
All right. New releases. These aren't new releases.
They're not?
Aren't?
Well, the movie, I guess.
I'm like, what? Oh, you're talking about Pet Sematary with an S.
What?
I don't know. I'm so confused on what that joke was, but maybe our listeners got it.